This is Reah, and this is Just the Who of Us, where we talk about a range of topics including life events, current events, spirituality, entertainment, family relationships, as well as answering listener questions and more. Okay, so hi guys. Hey. Hey guys. Today, guys, we have Jaida.
Hey y'all. Y'all's favorite.
Okay, so my birthday was Sunday, and I thought it would be very fitting to have an episode with myself and one of my favorite people. Ooh. And for those of you who can't see us, we are wearing matching shirts, which was not done on purpose. um, so Jaida, welcome. So the last time Jaida was on, she was talking about, oh, we're doing,
It was the birthday one, right?
yeah, and we were doing like Halloween trivia. And it's not Halloween, so we're not going to do Halloween trivia, although it's always Halloween in our hearts.
I know that's right.
So we're going to talk about. Let's talk about tattoos. How many tattoos do you have?
6.
And how many tattoos do you want?
Um, I at least want 2 more.
So we're outside on the patio today. I don't have a table, so we're making it work with this mic sitting on a pillow. Um, so okay, so tattoos. So you have 6. Are there any like, okay, tell them like, because for the people who can't see you, what tattoos do you currently have?
I have uh, a sunflower behind my ear. I have like this whole big floral piece on my right arm, right forearm, with blue butterflies. And then I have a red 333 tattoo. And then on my left arm, I have a Post Malone song title, and then a lyric from a J. Cole song. And then I have this little inspirational quote on my left upper thigh, little thigh. Yeah,
Technically, it'd probably be your left lower thigh
lower thigh.
because it's close to your knee.
Yeah, I clearly don't know my body type, though.
Okay, and then what tattoos do you still want to get?
The Michael Myers leg tattoo, that big piece that I showed you. I don't know.
Oh, of course I remember.
Well, it's this whole like Michael Myers tattoo. It's like I think it's him, obviously him growing up, and then him as a kid and like the house he grew up in the back. I want that so bad on my leg.
Yeah.
This, yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
are you putting this on videos? Oh,
Yeah, you can show.
well,
We're big horror fans, for those of you who don't
I would definitely. I do want a leg tattoo, but I feel like that's the only other leg tattoo I would get.
know.
That
Yeah.
whole, like I can see it in my head. I feel like that would look so.
Yeah.
I don't really wear shorts all the time, so. And I'm thinking about turning this into like a half sleeve. I mean, it's almost there. It takes up the whole, like the whole front.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about turning it into a sleeve. But I feel like I have enough flowers. And I feel like everybody does flowers. Like every girl
Yeah.
nowadays does flowers. I did want roses, like a whole little rose, like half sleeve. And then as I grew up, people started doing that. So I don't want that anymore.
Yeah, that's why I did the lotus on my hand instead of the rose because once I wanted it, then I saw like
Yeah.
everybody had roses on their hands.
Mind you, I was a kid, so I had like a whole lot of time to get tattoos. I had my whole little thing picked out when I was like 12. Now, here we are. But this is my birth flower though, so that's why I did that.
Yeah. So everything you have has significance.
It
Though.
does.
There's nothing that's just like,
Except for that flower. I just thought it was cool.
yeah.
Well, I like sunflowers. That's my favorite flower. But that's like the least meaningful tattoo I have lately. And my favorite color is blue. That's why I did the blue there. And this is the most common, like most common tattoo, because you can't really see my other ones. So
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
get common from leg,
Unless you have shorts on, then you can see the leg.
yeah, but you can't because these are always covered up. And yeah, no one's really looking at the back of my head, so I don't think they really see it.
Yeah, I forget sometimes I have one in the back of my neck because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I got six tattoos. And they're like, I only see two. Bro, they hit it. Hello.
Oh, that's one thing I like about tattoos is really you can get whatever the fuck you want on your body, right? It doesn't have to have a meaning, but I prefer things with meaning. Everything I have has a meaning.
Yeah.
Even the one on the back of my neck, which is like it's a heart, but it has like a stem, and I'll get into that later. But I like it when people's tattoos have meanings, and if they don't, who cares? It's your body, your art. Um,
Yeah, I like hearing the little stories people have.
yeah,
And then sometimes they're just like, oh, no, man, they just thought I got it because it's cool.
yeah.
Like,
um, so I have 12 or 13.
I think 13. I think
Maybe 13. So I have one, two, three, 4, 5 on my left arm, one on my right hand, one, two, three, 4 on my left arm, two on my right leg, two on my back, two on my chest, one on the back of my neck.
no, I didn't count.
I didn't either.
It has been double digits.
When I say 5, 4, 5, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, more than I thought.
That's why I was kind of, I was like, wait, 13? That sounds kind of low.
Oh, it's 13 piercings. 17. Okay, how many piercings do you have?
5.
And where are they?
I got both my holes. And then I have this, and then two nose piercings. Everybody always thinks I have one. I remember um when I only had the stud, I remember, and mind you, we were on tornado watch when I was at school. I had changed like over the little day we got taken off, or the day we were out. I changed it to a black boot, and I came back. The next time we had school, she was like, "Oh, you got your nose pierced." I said, "Girl, we was in the tornado watch. I didn't go out and get it pierced. I said
Right.
I just twist it out. I no, I ain't get nose pierced. What?" I said, yeah, or something. I think I was like, oh, yeah. She was like, oh, okay. I'm not walking ahead.
Are there any other piercings that you want to get?
Thanks, son. I want to get the seven. I feel like I don't know. I don't like how it would look. Like it looks good on other people, but I feel like if I had these two and a seven, I feel like I would look crazy.
Yeah, there'd be a lot in one spot.
But some people can pull it off. Like it looks good.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what jewelry you wear into.
I want the third hole, but um I think the dude that did my second one, he like they're uneven. And like one is closer, like they're closer together to two piercings, and then one's like further. So I don't want it. It's already it already looks like you can tell the difference when I have both the earrings in. So I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, and sometimes too, like because Carmen recently got her second holes done, and
Hers look good though. Like
her the dots like look like they were lined up. So when you're looking, but then sometimes when you go to put the jewelry in, if it's not perfectly, you can tell a little bit of a there's a tad bit more spacing on one side. But when she did the dots, it looked right.
That's how it was when he did mine. I was like, oh yeah, it look good. And then after he did, I'm like, fuck my shit up. I was mad. It still looks fine. It don't look like crazy.
Yeah.
I probably won't get any more pictures. If I do, it'll be the third hole. But I don't think I want it. Or
I don't know.
I'll get the never mind. I do want some more ear piercing now that I'm thinking about it.
So, do you want anything pierced outside of your ears or like outside of your face? No.
I thought about my belly button, but you would drop a couple pounds. Well, I was there. No, I don't feel like I used to want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have okay. Now, mind you, I don't wear all my face piercings though. Some of them are closed up, which I really miss. But as far as piercings go, I have two eyebrow, one above my lip, one
Oh shit. Oh, I don't know what I thought you had on both sides.
no above the right side of my lip, and then one in the my libre that's in the middle of like my bottom lip, but between my lip and my chin. For those of you who don't know what that means. I have my tongue. I don't wear the libre, the Monroe, or the tongue anymore though. Um, in my ears, I have four. One, no. How many holes do I have? Is it four or three? One, two, three, four.
Yeah, you got four.
Four. Okay, four in my lobes on both sides, and then on my left side, I have two cartilage. And then I had this right here, like on your chest, but like right above the middle of your boobs. I had that pierced briefly, but it was torturous. The way she did it absolutely sucked, and it came out, and it was ridiculous. But I do want to get that redone. And then I have my belly button and a little lower, but not completely in the nether regions, you know. Um,
I thought she was about to die.
I did too.
I was like, she supposed to be about to kill my mom in this chair.
Lord, that shit was so painful. So I have a lot. My gosh, it's probably sitting out here all the time. So I know I have a lot of piercings, and I've watched them when they do the piercings. Plus, I study certain things, before I get them done. So I go to get this piercing, and it's like right above where your cleavage meets in your chest, and I'm like, I want a ring in it. I don't want like a bar, you know. Um, but she was in no, no. I wanted the opposite. I said I wanted a bar, not a ring. She was insistent on putting a ring in. She was like, "Oh, if you get the bar, it might get like caught on something." And
Nah, yeah, because she put a bar.
okay, so she put a bar in, but I wanted the ring so it didn't get caught. She said the ring would get caught on stuff, but I was like, no, the bar is gonna get caught on stuff. And lo and behold, so she's putting it in, and at one point, I'm like telling her to stop because like it hurt, and she was having trouble. She kept trying to force it. So eventually, she gets it in, and it's on the outside. She gets it in, and like the next day or two after getting it done, it pulled on a washcloth and came out like I said it would. But we found a good piercer over here. I really like her, so I think I might. She seems like she knows what she's talking about with those kind of piercings. So I'll probably maybe sometime during the summer
Yeah.
So it can be like I don't have to, like while it's warm,
Yeah.
but then I might sweat all in it. But I feel like if I get it done during the winter, it's gonna be covered all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be a good thing for while it's healing.
Yeah.
So maybe I should get it done like in the fall where it is covered more and I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I want. As far as tattoos, my cousin drew out this well, she's had a few more kids. She drew this out, but she had this idea for to take all her husband and all their kids initials and make them into the shape of a fox because their last name is Fox. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. So um I still I still have to get one with my other cousin because we were gonna go get princess tattoos together. Um, so there's those two. So I have my mom's initials, my dad's initials. I have my ex-husband's name. I have my current husband's initials. I have all my kids' names.
And I never even realized he had his initials in there until you said something. I know. I think I seen it one time. I was like, "Since when did you give him initials in there?" Yeah, I got. Yeah, you said something. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. So the lotus flower, the meaning behind it is like peace. And I did that instead of the rose because everybody had the rose.
Yeah.
And his initials intertwined in it because we weren't married at the time. We were engaged for like 30 years, but it
Damn near shoot.
was really like 5 or 6, but you know. But at the time we were engaged and he's always brought, well, for the most part, most of our time, he's always brought like peace and calm in my life. And I thought that would be appropriate if I was going to do any kind of flower.
Like that. I didn't even know that. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
And then the colors, the yellow and green, have specific meaning too, but I don't remember exactly what they are. I mean, I did when I got it done, but I don't remember at the moment. But you know, um, yeah,
Like that. So that whole little movie. But I didn't know that. The little backstory.
yeah, yeah.
I still remember when you came home. I think we were staying with Mama. You came home and you had got her and Grammy this. I still remember that day.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that because I was going through a hard, like some rough stuff emotionally, habitually. Um, and my mom and my grandma have always been, a safe place for me. They've always, I've always looked up to both of them. My mom taught me how to pretty much do anything I need to know on my own. Um, you know, and now that I now that I'm older, as an adult, I've always had a really good relationship with her.
Yeah.
She's very supportive. Uh, so I was just going through some stuff, and they are. I've never like lost touch with them. We might have kind of gotten distant at points because of my habits and my behaviors, but I've never. And at that time, I was really distant from some other of my family members, so I got their initials because it was just and my mom went with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mom was with me. My mom doesn't have any tattoos, but she was like, I enjoyed watching you get it done. But um, and then I have my I have an angel with me and my sister's initials, obviously dedicated to her. I mean, she's still alive, so it's not like a not like
Lord God.
not like a RIP. Like so this one I got, me and my sister, we had fallen out. We weren't speaking for quite a while. And, mended things, came back together, and I got that tattoo for for us, for our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and then I have love and equality, and on my other forearm is Romans 2:11. And I intentionally got these two together because Romans 2:11, no matter what version you look at, um, it's just about God treating everyone equally. God loves everyone equally. And this is really important to me going along with the love and equality tattoo because I believe everybody should be treated equally, no matter your race, your religion, your um, gender identity, who you love. It shouldn't matter. Your financial status, you know, where you live. I believe we all deserve to be treated equally, just as God treats and judges us equally.
Sure.
Another, it was kind of a kind of a like what's the word? A little bit of a pettiness factor to it too, because I was going through this phase of like with religion. I was really deep in religion, and I came out of being really deep into it once I learned more about it. And not gonna lie, when I first got the tattoo, there was a tiny petty factor of like, okay, well, there's a lot of people who are super religious, and the verse itself, God is an impartial judge, and in the version that I was looking at the time, and it was kind of like a in your face thing, like God is an impartial judge, meaning that like all the religious people who use religion as some kind of weapon against the LGBTQ community, you know, God judges equally. So you're not really being as godly as you claim to be because you're misjudging people and judging people um, unequally.
I always thought that was so crazy growing up when we really started getting to church. The amount of people I done seen judge, oh, you did this, oh, you like the same sex. Oh, yeah, you can't be a member here. Oh yeah, God don't love you. He loves all of us.
Yeah.
Even though we done did this X, Y, and Z. We don't love you though, because you're a little fruit.
100%.
I thought that was so crazy. I'm like, I don't be like you. And it kind of pushed me away, like I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm not like
Yeah.
they're not trying to get with you. Why are you worried about it?
But so there's the thing, right? Like most people in the church, and we didn't went on to a whole nother conversation, but most people in the church who are not straight aren't the ones who are going philandering with other people in the church. Okay. Like most of us are there. And, I mean, I'm not single now, but you know, we're there to build a relationship with God. Exactly. And more than anybody else, you know.
So like I feel like, well, compared to when I was there, and it also could have a lot to do with COVID happening, but seeing like the amount of people that used to come there compared to now, it's crazy to me. Yeah. But it's like at the same time, it's understandable. A lot of people that went to the church I went to that are my age, around my age, they don't go there no more. And I don't blame them. It's stuff that happened over what within the past few years. I don't blame them for not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
No disrespect to the people. Like I love the people there. I love a handful of them. I'm still cool with a good camp. I'm still cool with a good bit of people. But I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wake up today, this Sunday, and go to that church. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
No shade to them. I grew
There's
up with
good people there.
There's,
but sometimes people are just blinded by their beliefs.
Yeah.
And they don't pay attention to how other people around them are being affected. Um, and I don't know why that is. I feel like it could be for many reasons. Just that's what you're taught. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so
I had to get that out my chest. I'm sorry. You
yeah,
was talking about sex.
but but I talked about that on this podcast
Yeah.
before. Religion is a topic that religion and sexuality and mistreatment within the church are things I've talked about
Yeah.
before with multiple people.
Yeah.
I think maybe you and I've even briefly covered it before. Natia has been on talking about it before, and she has uh, a little bit different viewpoint. She's a little bit stricter. I don't consider myself to be a Christian, and I know that might upset some people. And I say that not that I'm against Christianity.
Yeah.
I have a degree in Christian studies. At one point, I wanted to be a pastor. I actually had a plan to start an LGBTQ plus church in Charlotte. Um, I was discouraged from it by someone very close to me because they felt like at the time, now mind you, this was, I don't know, 5+ years ago.
So.
It was when we lived in Highland Creek.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this was some years ago. Um, they did discourage me away from it because they felt like I would be putting myself in danger, which is sad because what's the difference? Okay, if I start a church for alcoholics, drug addicts to come and fellowship and learn about God, who would care?
Right.
You know?
That's yeah, that's
But you know, um, so I don't consider myself to be a Christian. Sorry, mom. But and it's not, I mean, I still go to church sometimes. We go to church from time to time. I would love to have a regular church to go to. I'm super picky. And I found a really good one where we used to live, but it's over a 30-minute drive now, and it's just a lot to do each way, and then a lot of times I have to work Sunday.
yeah.
So we go to Elevation. I'm a big fan of Elevation. I'm a big fan of Elevation, specifically University City,
Yeah.
because that's my home. But that also is 30-40 minutes from me now. So um, if I and I'm super picky. So I need to go somewhere where there's mixed races, mixed income, mixed lifestyles. I need to go somewhere where God's actual people are and not just catering to a specific group of people. Um, which, you know, depending on where you live, that might be all you have. So I'm not like slamming that, but that's just for me in particular. I'm very picky because, you know, I've been to a church before where I had to stop going because of the negative influence on my children. And I still have a young kid who's very impressionable. And I don't want them being taught to hate certain people.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's what church should be. I mean, literally taught every time. I don't know what it is. Specifically the last 3 times I've been to this church, and it's been a while. I kid you not. I don't know what the planned sermon was for that day, or if that was just the planned sermon. But every time I go, and I sit in the front row of almost everywhere I go, and I'm pew two and just raving about homosexuality, and I'm like, I don't know that this can be a coincidence 3 times in a row.
Oh, right here, let's switch it up a little bit.
So I end up leaving. For one, there are multiple non-straight people that attend this church. I feel bad for you. And but if you choose to stay, that's completely your choice. And however you choose to cater to your relationship with God, if you feel safe in that kind of environment, that's completely your choice. But I don't feel safe in an environment where someone is in one breath teaching to love God's people and in the same next sentence spewing hate.
Yeah.
and me focusing on condemning people to hell and for this one specific thing and not, yeah, I don't believe that. So, you know, and I'm not saying that I don't believe that like we have consequences for sin.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like in everyday life. If you make a bad choice, you have consequences. But I don't feel like we should pick and point fingers all while in the name of love. Just it doesn't make sense to me. So yeah.
Yeah.
um, but anywho, so and you know, one thing I like about podcasting is that you can talk to different people.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoy having conversations with people who have different viewpoints.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you can do it in a respectful
Right.
manner.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking for people of other faiths to have on the podcast. Yeah. Um, there's one in particular, and I told my husband about it, and he was like, "Don't do that, please." And I'm like, "Why?" But it's such an extreme that I think it would be interesting. I also I can see people as humans, right?
Yeah.
And I can have a conversation with somebody and look at their humanity and not how different their belief is from me. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, our lives are our perspectives anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna have the same perspective as someone who has a totally different life.
Right.
And that's fine. It's expected, really, you know. Um,
And like hearing different stories, and it's crazy. Cause even Kayla, when we went to the what they were showing the play, she was like, "You used to never talk, you used to never say nothing." I said, "Now I'm
Jaida,
over here saying, hey, how you doing?"
you are like you're like a mini me, but in a good way. Like
I believe it.
I mean, besides the fact that you copy my shirts, just kidding.
Girl, I put this on last night.
Oh,
I took the shower.
oh my goodness. But no, it's true though. You go like we have our certain places we go to. She has her certain little places she goes to, and she knows people there, just like I know people there. It's it's fun. It's fun to see like it's fun to see my kids as young adults and see, you know, what ways have I influenced you? What ways are you your own person? You know,
Yeah,
it's pretty
I
fun.
feel like yeah, that's like the cool part of being a parent. I mean, I'm not a parent, but like just seeing that's cool. Like watching your kid grow up and become their own little person.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's a cool experience for people that have.
yeah.
Now, growing up and becoming a damn serial killer and all this, that's a different story. That's I don't know who kid you. I ain't fine. I rebuke you. But
Was that a little shade thrown? That
yes and no.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, yes and no. I'm not good.
Oh, genetics. Can't get away from it.
What? Them genetics. Oh, bitch. Oh no.
Oh Lord. It's fine. We still have time to prevent forest fires.
Lord. Don't take a cross of that fucking door. Lord. Oh, I'm just kidding, y'all.
She's not really kidding, no. Sometimes I'm not either.
It's just a prank.
Well, can't all be perfect.
And we can't, and that's fine.
Oof. My goodness. Well, I'm going to talk real quick about a couple of fun things. So, um, if you guys haven't checked out the Mom Brain with Philology podcast, that is now available on Spotify and Spotify for podcasters, and I'll put the link in the description as well for that. And I have a new book out. I'm a contributor in this book. It's called Notes from Motherland: The Wild Adventure of Raising Humans.
That's cute.
Yeah, I wish I could take credit for the
Oh,
title, but I can't. So it's me and I think 12 or 13 other women. We each wrote a chapter. Mine is in relation to communication when raising kids and communication when working to build and repair relationships that affect your parenting in particular. So yeah, pretty exciting. I should get the physical books in either today or tomorrow. So then I'll start posting those pictures too. You can get that book on my website as well as any of the other books. And we have I think it's $45 bundle where you get 3 books, any 3 books. The autobiography, the parenting workbooks, the motherland, and or the understanding Christianity and the Bible workbook. So and if you're somebody who's gotten any of those books and you would like to come on and talk about the book, I don't know if I know you read the autobiography, right? Or you read some of it. I think you read like a chapter when I was writing.
I don't know. I had a box full of books. I don't know. That's a. They might be.
Yeah. It's I heard that the autobiography, when people who know me are reading it, it's kind of like they have to read it in chunks because it's really, really emotional. And if you're close to me, you've probably experienced certain things with me or witnessed certain things, and so you can relate to it more. But yeah, it's a really emotional book, specifically if you know me, or even maybe if you watch the podcast and you've got kind of familiar with me. But I think it came out beautifully, and I've got a lot of positive feedback. So I haven't pushed the books a lot because I've been so busy with my other business, but yeah, they're there. And at some point, when I work up the nerve to hire like a marketer,
Yeah.
I'll put it out more. But
I
so
think it's so cool. You know,
yeah. So this one is on all kinds of uh now Spotify changed to where you have to upload everything a certain way. So I have to go back and upload. I have to change my format for all my previous, yeah, and to be able to upload to Spotify. But I'm working on that. There's a few episodes of this podcast on Spotify, but not the whole podcast. Mom Brain is solely on Spotify, no other platform. But this one is available on iTunes, iHeart, Apple, Podchaser. I don't know. There's like 10 different platforms this one's on.
That's cool though.
Yeah. But I had to drop it down to once a month because I've been so busy with everything else. But I didn't want to completely let it go because I love doing it. But unfortunately, so this will be the episode for May. And then in June, I have a previous guest coming back to talk men's health for the month of June. Um, yeah. So once a month, it depends. It, it's not about guests because I always have plenty of guests wanting, to come on. It's just time.
Yeah.
And then so we record for an hour or so, and then I don't do a ton of editing, but I have to make reels. I have to do all these things. So for now, maybe we'll go back to twice a month later when I have a little bit more free time. Once I also get the nerve to hire employees so that I can take a step back a little bit. But for now, this is once a month. So trying to pack all that I can into one episode. Um, so yeah, so that was our May chat, tattoos and religion. That's so many of my conversations somehow glide into it. And the tattoos weren't even like the segue to religion because I think it was the particular tattoos, yeah. But as far as tattoos and religion, I don't think most religious people don't really care about tattoos. Most people who go to church have tattoos.
Have tattoos,
Yeah.
whole sleeves and everything. But I think that's cool.
Yeah. It's one of those things that goes back to if you really read and study the Bible. A lot of people used to have this belief that tattoos were evil because of certain markings of your skin for certain demonic purposes or even tribal purposes. If you look back into tattoos or things that pass what we call now tattoos, tribal markings, things like that, they go back before the Bible. Yeah. And they stem from other religions too. Other religions, it's part of their religion to have certain markings, or part of their tribe to have certain markings. And so tattoos, I feel like is one of those things that just it had a bad name because religion made it that way.
Yeah.
Um, and it some people also kind of lump it in with piercings. Or it also could be that too, well, it just became such a common practice.
Yeah.
Ear piercing, and then we moved to body piercing and tattoos and things like that, that people are just kind of like, there are worse things that we could be doing. I could be a prostitute, just saying. So it could be worse. Yeah. But I'm not. I'm not. So don't worry. But I
left you were there prostitute. Why, Mom? Why you on the corner? Why you on the corner?
Because I don't want to work at Dunkin'.
You are wrong.
Oh my goodness. We love Dunkin'. We go there all the time. So
I can't walk.
I just left from Dunkin' this morning. So it's a nice place to go and get work done. So there's not kids bothering, or dogs barking and whatever. I can go in. It's pretty quiet, usually during the day. But
I always drink coffee.
Right?
Constantly. Eat me a little donut. Like that's why I would eat drink so much.
Too much access to
junk.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I go and I'll just take my Stanley full of water. Okay, look, I'm not doing this today. I'm here for the table and the quietness, but I'm not here. It's time to go get my little angel.
Y'all, I'm crippled.
Wait.
I'm crippled.
She's the fourth person in the family to have a boot of sorts on her foot since Christmas.
I'm gonna say you should never be so clumsy. Lord, don't strike me for life.
We're a clumsy bunch.
I get it from you because I didn't fall. I did fall up the stairs. I didn't fracture my foot though.
Okay, well, I fell up the stairs and fractured my foot, so whatever.
Yeah, I done fell down the stairs plenty of times. Got right back up. Went to grab my little shirt.
Okay, so she's walking down the stairs one day, grabs a shirt hanging, I don't know what you call it, over the rail, grabs a shirt and flies down with the shirt like the shirt was about to help.
I did it with the towels.
She said, if I'm going down, so are you.
I think I was trying to grab the rail. I don't know. I tried to grab something to save me. It never did.
It didn't.
No.
It just joined you.
Oh Lord, I'm slipped plenty of times. Busted my ass. Although I saved myself from busting my ass this time. Still ended up messing up my ankle this time. I didn't bust my head open, so that's good. It was either that or this. And I chose this because I don't want to be laying in a puddle of water, blood coming out my head.
Gosh, glad that you worked that out that way.
Yeah.
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 Wait, we have the same shape of face.
I'm looking at my face, I'm looking at yours. I get my forehead from my mom.
Girl, your forehead is half the
It
size of
is.
mine. Goodness, I need some bangs to throw over here. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
No.
So thank you for listening. And don't forget to visit the website to check out the books and look into the Mom Brain with Philology podcast. Those links will both be available in the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
No.
Check us out on YouTube at Reah Higgs, ReahHagues. You can also keep up with us on Instagram at Just the Who Podcast and Facebook at Philology.